Hey, what's up everyone? So, in the last episode, we were able to see how we can execute this particular JavaScript program using a browser, okay? Now, in this episode, I want to show you how we can execute a JavaScript program using Node.js. And as I told you, Node.js is a runtime environment that allows us to run JavaScript code outside the browser, because when JavaScript was initially created, it was only meant to run inside a browser. But right now we can be able to run JavaScript code outside the browser using Node.js, and I want to show you how you can do that. So as you guessed it, what you need to do is to install Node.js in your machine. So visit nodejs.org, and from here you can see JavaScript runtime built on Chrome's V8 engine. And as I told you, we must have a JavaScript engine for JavaScript code to run. So Node.js is built on top of Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine, and that is why we can be able now to execute JavaScript code outside the browser. Now, what I want you to do is to download this particular recommended version for most users, okay? So click on this one to download Node.js, and then to install it, what you will do is you'll get something like this once you download it. Now you just need to click on this and then follow the installation steps to install Node.js. So I assume that you have some basic computer skills, and I'm pretty sure that if you do, you'll be able to install Node.js in your machine. Now we need to make sure that Node.js is installed, and what we can do is that we need to go to the terminal and check the version that we have for Node.js. So what I will do, I'll open our JavaScript folder and I'll open this path on command prompt. So right here I'll type cmd and then I'll hit enter, and this will open that directory or path on our command prompt. Now from here I can say node space and then I can say -v, and when I hit enter I should get a version of Node that I am currently using. And as you can see, I am using version 14.18, which is this one right here, 14.18. So awesome. So on my side, Node.js is installed. So on your side, once you install, make sure you run this command so that to make sure that you have Node.js in your machine, okay? So now, when we install Node.js, it will come with what we call npm, and npm stands for Node Package Manager, and it is an online database that has various packages and libraries which we can use on our Node.js applications, okay? So this npm provides us with some online packages, tools, and also libraries, which makes our development much easier, okay? And in this particular episode, I want us to make use of this particular package called nodemon. This is a package that will help us to restart our application whenever we make some changes in the file. And you can see right here, nodemon is a tool that helps develop Node.js based applications by automatically restarting the Node application when a file changes, okay? So when we make some changes in the files, then nodemon will watch that particular application and it will watch for changes, and then it will automatically restart or run that particular program for us without needing to type a command to run that particular program again, okay? So we need to install nodemon, and this nodemon is coming from npm. And how do we do that? We do this way. We have this particular command, npm install -g nodemon, and this will install nodemon globally in our system, okay? So this -g means that we are installing nodemon globally in our system. So what you will do, you'll just copy this command, npm install -g nodemon. You can type it out, and I'll just paste it here. And what you need to do is to just press enter, okay? Once you do this, you just need to press enter. On my side, I want to do that, okay? So it will take some time to process and install nodemon, but since I have already installed nodemon, I won't do that, but I need you to do that, okay? Now, once you install a nodemon, we need to make sure that it's installed. So the same way we did with node, we need to say nodemon and then space -v and then hit enter, and right there we'll see the version of nodemon that we are using, and for me I am using version 2.0.13. Now we need to open our folder here on Visual Studio Code, and you can use code space and a period or a full stop and then hit enter, and then that folder will open on Visual Studio Code. So I have my folder already opened on Visual Studio Code right here, and therefore I don't need to run that particular command. Okay, so awesome. Now what have we done so far? We have installed Node. We have seen that there is something called npm, and we have used npm to install nodemon. Okay, and we'll use nodemon to automatically run our application whenever we make a change. Okay, cool. Now I want to show you how we can execute some JavaScript program using Node. Okay, now what we need to do is that we need to open the terminal right here on Visual Studio Code. So I can like minimize this so that you can see my menu right here. And right here we have terminal. So to open the terminal on Visual Studio Code, what you need to do is to just click this terminal and then new terminal. And right here we have the terminal. Awesome. And you'll see my terminal is on the side, so you can actually like set where you want it to be. I am sure yours it's at the bottom, so right here you can move panel to bottom. Okay, I'm sure that yours it's right here, and if you want to move it to the right, you can just click right here and then you can say move panel to the right or to the left, whichever side you want. Okay, so I'll move mine to the right. Now we have this cool setup right here. Momentarily, let me remove this particular code, and let's just have console.log of hello world, like that, and then we terminate this with a semicolon, and I save that file. Now how can we run this particular code or this particular program using Node? You just need to come right here to the terminal, and you can see this particular path that we have right here is the same path that we have right here. So you can also run your program right here if you want, but I think running it right here is much better. Like it's a cool setup. So right here you can just say node and then the name of the file main.js. Okay, so let me expand this, and you'll see it's node main.js. When I hit enter, we should get hello world right here at our terminal. So when I hit enter, okay, there we go, we have hello world. And if I come to this particular terminal right here and do the same, I can say node and then I say main.js and hit enter, we still get hello world. Okay, so you can also do it here, but I prefer doing it right here on Visual Studio Code terminal. Since this is a cool setup, I can code and see the output immediately. Okay, cool. Now we installed nodemon, and nodemon watches our file, because right now when we want to make a change, let's say hey JavaScript, if JavaScript was a person, we can greet it like this and save that file. Now to run this program again, I need to come right here and type again node main.js, hit enter, and that is when we see hey JavaScript. So when we make changes and we are using just node, we'll need to go back and forth to writing this particular command. But with the nodemon, we don't need to do that. So right here we can say nodemon, and then we give the name of our file main.js, and then when I hit enter, we should run that particular code, and right here we have the output hey JavaScript, and you can see waiting for changes before restart. So nodemon is watching our file right here. So let's say hey.js, let's change this to hey.js like that, save that file, and look, it automatically restarted and ran our code, and we have hey.js right there. We didn't need to like write node again, and then the name of the file. So this is very awesome, but now this is so messed up. We have all this information, restarting due to changes, starting node main.js, so we don't need this, okay? So what we can do is to stop our nodemon from running. You can use Control-C on Windows. So I'll press Control-C, and I don't know, I'll press it multiple times. Yeah, so I clicked on here and then pressed Control-C, and there we go. Now, what I want us to do is to avoid all these outputs right here, and we can do that by saying nodemon, and then we can say the name of the file, main.js, and then right here we can pass a flag -q, and this will avoid all this extra information. When I hit enter, we should get hey.js. There we go, without all this chunk right here. And then we need to clear the console every time we restart our program. So we can use JavaScript for that. So right here, I can come right here and say console.clear, and then I invoke this and I save that file. Now this will restart, and now we just have our output hey.js, and whenever we make a change, hey JavaScript, I save that file, the changes will happen automatically, and there we go. And we don't have all that extra information, and our terminal right here and our output is so clean. So this is very awesome and so powerful. Now I want to show you something. I'll go back to the code that we had here. So I'll just press Control. Okay, I messed up. I'll just click right here, and then I'll press Control Z up to when we have this code. Okay, so look, we have this code, and when I save this code, nodemon will try to run it, and what will we get? We will get an error. So let's save, and you'll see that we can't run this code right here. Document is not defined. And why do we have this? This is happening because Node.js don't have direct access to this document object. So this document object was provided by our browser, because our browser have what we call a web API, which is the DOM API. Now this code can only run on the browser because it have direct access to the current document, which is this HTML file, and we can directly manipulate the elements like that. But we can't do that in Node, because Node is running outside the browser, and we don't have that direct access to this document object, and therefore we can't run normally like we did before. So that is why we are getting an error right here. Okay, document is not defined. So when working with the node, we won't be directly manipulating our HTML files. We'll just be running the core concepts of JavaScript and then seeing the output. When we want to run about JavaScript in the browser, that is when we'll go to the browser way of running the JavaScript code, and we'll learn about the browser and JavaScript that way. Okay, so in the entire of this course, I'll be alternating between running JavaScript on the browser and running JavaScript using Node.js. Okay, so to end this particular video, I want to end with a simple program which we can run using Node. So right here, I'll just create a new file called app.js, and in this file, I want us to create some function that adds two numbers. Okay, so it's good to work with examples so that you get along with JavaScript so fast. Okay, so right here, I'll create what we call a function. Right here, we had created an arrow function right here. This is called an arrow function because it have an arrow, and we'll be learning more about it. But right now, let's create what we call a regular function. So right here, I can start with function, which is a keyword in JavaScript for creating functions. And then right here, we give the function a name. I will say add two numbers. So this is the name that I'm giving my function. And then right here, we need to have brackets. And in these brackets, we can pass what we call parameters. Parameters are some kind of variables in JavaScript or in many programming languages. Okay. So right here, I'll pass A and B as our parameter. So we separate them with a comma. And then we include curly brackets. And in here is where we can write the code that will be executed whenever we call this particular function. So what do we want to do in here? We want to add A and B and then get its sum. So right here, we can say const. So I'll use const, which is a constant, and I'll say const sum is equals to A plus B. And then I terminate that with a semicolon. And then let's log this sum to the console. So I can say console.log of sum. So I have seen that I have messed up right here. This is dot, and I terminate this with a semicolon. So now right here I have declared a function that adds two numbers. It adds A and it adds B, and we store that on a constant, which is sum. Now we need to invoke this particular function for it to run and execute the code that we have in here. Okay, and how do we do that? To run this particular function, or to invoke or to call this function, we just write its name right here, and then we invoke it by using the brackets, and we pass the values for these parameters. Now the values for these parameters, we call them arguments. Okay, so the argument for A will be 2, or the value for A will be 2, and then the value for B will be 3. We can use any number, but I want to add 2 plus 3 so that we get 5. So this is how we can work with functions. So I save that file, and right here I need to stop watching my main.js file, and that is why we are getting all this output right here. So I'll stop this nodemon. I'll click here, use Ctrl+C to stop it, and then I'll run app.js. So I'll say nodemon app.js. Okay, let me expand this, and then I apply -q, the flag for removing all that information, and then we need to clear the console. So at the top of our file, I will have console.clear. So I'll have console.clear, and I invoke that, and then semicolon, and I save that file. Now right here, I'll just press enter. So I'll click here again and press enter, and we should have 5 on the output, and there we go, we have 5. Awesome. And right here we can write a string. We write it using quotes, and I'll say the sum is, I include a space, and then right here I'll include a plus. The sum is sum, and that will give us a string saying the sum is 5. So when I save this file, we should have the sum is 5. There we go, the sum is 5. Awesome. Now what have we done in this video? We have seen how we can run our code using Node and nodemon, and we have learned a bit more about functions. This is a future topic, but I think doing these examples will make you to understand the language very fast, and it will be much easier on you than when I did it. Okay, so we will be using this setup to run the core concepts of JavaScript, and when we need to run more about the browser and web APIs, we'll be using the browser to execute our JavaScript code. So that is the end of this video. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.